Hello, this is Edwin Dearborn, and I wanted to talk to you about creating legacy wealth and passing that on to your children. So in March, when this whole COVID thing went down, I really reevaluated my business model and my own purpose of what did I want to do as a business person. And in that change, I realized that I just didn't want to offer my marketing services and knowledge to others and grow their company and have that client business relationship. But what I wanted to do was use my knowledge, excuse me, just adjusting my camera, use my knowledge to grow businesses that I was a part of. So instead of offering my services in marketing, I would create alliances, joint ventures, if you will, and have a seat at the table, generate some revenue for them, and also share in the spoils and the profits and the growth. And in that, I not only wanted to create these joint ventures, but create so much success that we actually had legacy wealth, meaning enough wealth to not only take care of myself, that I could pass on and help nonprofit organizations. I could have that wealth help my family to educate them, send them to college or school or vocational school or whatever it was. And that change really created a big pivot for me in not only creating great companies that last a long time, as Warren Buffett said. A great company to Warren Buffett is one that is great for 25 or 30 years. So I took that 25 or 30 year vision and I thought, okay, if I create a great company that will last 25 or 30 years, it's going to create a lot of wealth, and I got to pass that wealth on to my kids and the nonprofit organizations that I want to support. But in that, I've got to pass it on intelligently. I've got to pass it on not only within a legal structure that wealth will always be there and be protected, so that my children can't waste it, the government can't overtax it, it can't be killed with investing fees. It's got to be set up within a legal and corporate structure that no one or no government agency could ever outspend it. No one could ever destroy it. Because I don't know what my grandkids are going to be like, or my great-grandkids. I've got to put all that money and that wealth within a legal structure that will allow it to continue. But I also realized something very, very importantly, which is really the topic here. I have to pass on knowledge to my children. I've got to pass on actionable wisdom to my children. So how do I do that? Do I just talk to them like this? Or do I really involve my children in the wisdom? So I'm going to tell you a little thing that I stumbled upon that I love and I'm going to continue to do till the day I die. And that's, how do I involve my children in understanding money and wealth? Because I don't want them to go on and be financially illiterate. And it's my job as a parent. It's not the government's job, because the government will never do it. It's not, some bank's job, because the bank doesn't want them to know. It's my job to elevate their knowledge, their acumen, their wisdom in the ability to understand and manage wealth. So I was at the bookstore and I bought this book right here. This is Warren Buffett Bible, and it's got 284 quotes by Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett, as you know, is a self-made billionaire. So I'm sure he's got some great insights on how to create and generate wealth. So we got this book at Barnes & Noble. It cost me $7. What a great investment. And my two kids who are visiting me this summer, I have them read out loud to us while we're driving some of the datums here in this book. What the wise do in the beginning, fools do in the end. So my son would read a quote, and then we would discuss why that datum, why that insight was important, and what it meant to them. How did they see it? What was their perspective on this piece of wisdom? And they would give me examples, and I would give them examples of how this information could apply to them in their life. So I want you to get this. We're taking wisdom from very wealthy people that have proven to build and protect wealth. Who better to study? Emulate success. Then reading sentence by sentence out loud, and then we as a group, we as a family discuss how we could use that in our business, how we could use that to create and manage our own wealth. Hey, let's look to Warren Buffett on how the Dearborn family can create and protect our own wealth. My kids started getting into it. I started getting into it. And I felt like I was actually adding value, long-term value, to my children's education. Like I was actually educating my children about how to grow and protect their wealth. See, I may not always be here for them. My wealth may be wasted, but what they'll always have is an understanding and appreciation of how to study success, how to emulate success, and how to take this wisdom and make much better decisions in the future. Can you imagine if every parent took books like this, took knowledge, whether it's through YouTube, podcasts, quotes, and started to involve themselves in elevating their children's knowledge and abilities when it came to understanding wealth, practicing the right type of habits to grow and protect wealth. My father never did this with me. My mother never did this with me. It's not that they were bad people. It's just they weren't raised like that. They didn't know how to do it. But we live in a new era where information is so accessible through podcasts and YouTube videos and blogs and social media influencers and LinkedIn and books and ebooks and e-courses. But even though the knowledge is there, we've got to take the responsibility to pass that knowledge on to our children in such a way that they actually understand it so well that they understand it in context to themselves, their world, their money, their possibilities, their capabilities. It's not just having content, it's having content that is understood within the context of themselves, of their own life. And I believe that as parents, it is vitally important that we take responsibility and teach our children how to be successful, how to be prosperous, how to protect their prosperity, how to leave legacy wealth. I just wanted to share that with you. I love teaching my children about wealth. I hope you enjoy this little insight of maybe how you can teach your children about wealth. If you ever would love to partner with me on anything, or got a comment, or you got an idea you want to bounce off me, or you need some help with your content or social media, please reach out to me. Love to talk to you. Bye-bye.